Hello, welcome to Living and Learning. I'm Allison Kinnear. Today, we are going to be talking about pulling the weeds. This weekend, I was working in my garden. When we bought this house, there was an already established garden, and I get so many metaphors when I'm out there working. And to this past weekend, there was a plant that's been there for the last 5 years that I have enjoyed. It's kind of a low-level plant, and it fills in a little space in my garden. And I went over there to kind of clear out. Everything was getting really overgrown, really bushy, and so I was pulling things out. And as I did, I noticed that this plant that I really, was fine with, was quite insidious. It was one of those traveling plants that very slowly was making its way through some of my tall, beautiful flowers and kind of choking it out. It would grow, implant. And I was finding it in different parts, and it was getting quite a spread, and it was really inundating one section of my garden. And I was like, I kind of got outraged at this plant and was like, wait, how dare you? We had an agreement. You were supposed to stay in this contained space, and now you're choking out my flowers. And I was kind of in this clearing house mode, gardening wise, and I'm also in that way otherwise. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is what happens. Sometimes in life, we have relationships, we have circumstances that are totally fine, completely welcomed, thoroughly enjoyed. And sometimes things can shift. They can become a little insidious and start slowly choking out the beautiful joys in our lives. It's a little bit of like the frog in the pot of water. It starts out cool and everything is fine, and then it slowly heats up until it becomes unbearable. And this has happened in my life in many ways, with relationships or also with circumstances, certain positions. And so today I thought we could talk about, what do we do? What do we do when we find some of these these slow moving creepers are coming in and choking us out, choking the parts of our lives that we love and we cherish and we desire. And maybe these are no longer serving you. So one of the main things is just, I encourage you to think about, are there relationships? Are there circumstances that used to serve you, that used to be like a valuable part of your garden, so to speak, the garden of your life, that are no longer serving you? And to get really honest about that. And it can be quite painful because they did maybe have a purpose in the beginning. There was a reason, there was joy, there was genuine happiness to have this relationship or circumstance be a part of your life. And then over time, maybe you have changed, maybe the other person has changed, maybe the situation has changed, or maybe it's just been a slow reckoning to coming to terms with the nature of that other person, the nature of that circumstance. When I took a look at the nature of this plant, it was like, wait a second, I'm not okay with the nature of this plant. I was at first, but now I'm not. It's like sometimes it slowly dawns on us that maybe this way of being isn't exactly what I'm wanting in my life. And another way to look at that is also to ask, what are the flowers in your life? What are the areas in your life that brings you joy that are maybe getting cluttered? It's maybe getting harder to enjoy. It's maybe getting harder to grow because these things are so intertwined. And I'll tell you, as I was pulling out those weeds, I was pulling out flowers with it because it was so intertwined, ingrained. And that happens in life too. It's like once we start kind of going, hold on a sec, I don't really want this to take over and totally wipe out the flowers in my garden, the joys. Sometimes as we're pulling up those weeds, some of the flowers come out too. And it's an unfortunate circumstance. So the question then becomes, what do you want to do about it? Do you want to leave those people and weeds in your life and you go, okay, at least now I know what it is. And you know what? It's not that bad. It still is serving a purpose. And I'm going to deal with it. Totally perfect choice. Like that's an acceptable choice to go, you know what, considering the circumstances, considering where life is at, I now understand the nature of this relationship or the nature of this circumstance, but I'm going to leave it. Or how many times is it perhaps, okay, wait, I understand the nature of this, but I don't want it taken over this area. So I'm going to tame this back. I'm going to keep the plant. I'm going to keep the relationship in my life. I'm going to keep the job or the circumstance that's there, but I'm going to maybe set some boundaries and protect, set some boundaries to protect the parts of us that we want to continue, and also to kind of control those weeds from taking over, right? Like that's totally acceptable as well. And then finally, another option is just to pull it all up, to say, maybe you're at a place where you're like, I'm done with this relationship. There's too much drama, or I'm done with this circumstance, this job, or this whatever situation it is, and I'm going to pull it up by the roots as much as possible. Also, a totally acceptable response. The key is that it's your garden. So you get to decide. And there's no wrong answer and there's no right answer. It's just, what do you want in your garden? And what do you want to do about it? So do you want to allow it, let it be? Do you want to contain it a bit, keep it around, but maybe set some parameters around it? Or do you want to just uproot it? And the good news is, at least when it comes to keeping it around or containing it, you still have the choice, the option to eventually uproot it. That's an option that's always on the table. So I just encourage you, as you think about your life, and maybe some of you are already in that pressure cooker, is to think about what's in my garden and what do I want to do about it. And if you would like help or assistance with that, I offer free consultations. I'm going to put in a shortened link to that. So if you would like support around even clarifying, what are the weeds in my garden? Are they actually weeds? Are they actually choking out the joy in my life? And if so, how do I want to tame it? How do I do that? That's the area that I help with. So I want to offer that to you too. This one's going to be short and sweet today, everyone. Thank you so much to everyone who's tuned in. I can see, and now that I'm on StreamYard, I can see that there are 7 people watching, but I can't tell who y'all are unless you leave a comment. But I want to just say thank you all for being here. I will see you all next week, and I wish you a full week of living and learning. See you then.